Hello everyone, welcome to Clarity 16.4.0 Feature Supportability Training. I am Ramakrishna. As part of this session, we will be going through the enhancements to Report Designer. As part of Report Designer, we have included the ability to link names and IDs in a report back to the corresponding workspace that makes the reports actionable and enhance user experience. We added option to repeat total row in tables that enable users to control whether the total row in reporting tables is repeated on every page or not. Included the ability to rename columns and per period metric fields in tables as it enhances the report's readability, context, and relevance for the end user without any changes to the underlying data structure. We added option to show per period metrics column in table row orientation that provides users the control to display or not to display the periods column while creating or presenting the report to other stakeholders. We added more column controls in hamburger menu to enable customizable data presentation and user-friendly reporting experience. And also, we introduced new table styling options to give users greater control over how their data is presented, ensuring reports are not only accurate but also visually clear and easier to read. We are providing the ability to make name ID and originating idea linkable and point to their respective objects on all master objects including custom objects. Let us look at the functionality of add link action on name ID and originating idea in tables. I am in a report in report designer mode, and report designer can use the add link at the column level available through hamburger menu to add linking capability. The report designer can determine only the name ID or idea name, that is originating idea, as attribute to serve as an interactive link. So this action add link is available as part of the name, as part of idea name, which is originating idea, as part of ID, but this is not available as part of any other attribute. On name, let us use the action add link and convert the name into a clickable text link. In the designer, the text will appear blue to indicate linking is enabled but will not be active. When we click here, it will not navigate to the source object. This linking will only work in preview mode. Now let's go to preview and then click on FY25 security enhancements. This took us to the particular project. There is FY25 security enhancements. We can click on the breadcrumb and navigate back to report designer. Linking will also work from published report. So when we click on export and export the report, in the exported report, we can see that the names are linkable now. A user can click on this link and go to the source object. Now let us also make investment ID as linkable. Now we have both name and investment ID that are in linkable state. Links enabled columns will have the action remove link as a menu option instead of add link, and report designer can use this option and remove the link. Add link configuration will also be removed if the name or ID or originating idea are removed from the column picker. Say for example, we go to the columns and remove the investment ID and add back the investment ID. We can see that the link configuration has been removed from investment ID. Now we have the name and ID as linkable. Let us publish this report. And when we go to reports and open the report, we can see that the name and investment ID are linkable. User can click on the link and navigate to the source object and also navigate back to the report. This is how we can use the action add link and make name ID and originating idea in tables linkable. Add option to repeat total row in tables. This option will enable users to control whether the total row in reporting tables is repeated on every page or not. Let us look at the functionality of adding option to repeat total row in tables. Now in a table widget, let us go to settings and in format. A checkbox labeled repeat total row is added under show total row toggle and is unchecked by default. If the show total row toggle is disabled, then the repeat total row checkbox is hidden. Now let us enable show total row. If the repeat total row toggle is not enabled, that is it is not checked, then when we go to the next page we will not see the total row at the top. But when it is checked, the total row will repeat on every page. As we can see, it is getting repeated in every page. But this will not be included in the page footer count of records that are being shown at the bottom. The repeat total row functionality behaves consistently in designer mode, in preview mode and viewer mode with all layouts. Now let us click on preview, and once the toggle is on, when we go to the next page, we can see that the total is getting displayed in the next page too. Now let us export it to PDF. We can see that the toggle is honored when we export it to PDF. So the toggle is honored when we export it to PPTX or PDF and also in drill down reports. Rename columns and per period metric fields in tables. This feature provides users with the capability to rename columns and per period metric fields in report tables. Let us look at the functionality of renaming columns and per period metric fields in tables. Rename column action is available as part of the column action menu. Any column can be renamed, not just name and ID columns. Here I am trying to rename the manager column. When user clicks on rename column model appears displaying the current attribute name in the column as a read-only field, and this will always be the original column name. It will not reflect previous renamed names. User can enter a name in the editable text field and click save for the column to be renamed in the grid. Grid displays the rename as column name. As we can see, the model is displaying the original name as the attribute name and not the changed name, which was investment name. I would like to edit it and make it as investment manager and click on save. The rename is going to get displayed in the grid. When a column is renamed, the column panel also reflects this change. The renaming is retained as long as the column is there in the grid. If the column is removed and added again, the renaming will go away. Let us say I will remove the column, close this, come back, and we can see that the original attribute name is getting displayed and not the renamed name. Let's select back the column manager, move it here and then click on rename column, enter something like investment manager. This would actually change the name. Now if you want to revert back to the original name, just go back to rename column, remove the name from the rename column and then click on save. This would bring back the original name of the column. Rename on per period metric fields. If per period metric column orientation is equal to column, then rename column is in the hamburger for each metric. So we can see rename column on planned cost. We can see rename column on planned capital cost, and we can see the rename column in planned operating cost. Now let us perform the action rename column on planned cost. As we can see, the renaming of the metric renames it for the total as well as for all the periods. If per period orientation is rows, then rename column is in the hamburger to rename the per period metrics column heading, right? And rename fields opens a model where they can rename all the metrics at once. So we can see all the three attributes that are available for us to rename. Let us rename planned capital cost as forecast capex and planned operating cost as forecast opex. In this way, we can rename the column heading as well as the individual fields when the per period metric orientation is rows. Please note that rename is retained while switching between column and row orientation. Now let us switch to column orientation. Click apply and we can see that the names that we have given to the fields are getting reflected as expected. In this way, a user can rename columns and per period metric fields in tables. Add option to show per period metrics column in table row orientation. This toggle provides users the control to display or not to display the periods column while creating or presenting the report to other stakeholders. Let us look at the functionality of the toggle show per period metrics column in table row orientation. User will be able to see toggle show per period metrics column under table properties format. But this toggle is only available when the per period metric orientation is rows. Because as of now the per period metric orientation is columns, we are not able to see the toggle. Now if we change the orientation to rows, apply and go to format, we can actually see show per period metrics column toggle being displayed. Because the toggle is on, we are able to see per period metrics column. Now if we set the toggle to off, we can see that the per period metric column is hidden. Please note that export to PPTX and PDF honors the toggle while exporting the data. Wrap text action is available as part of column action menu. User can click on the wrap text action and set wrapping at column level for the values in the column. Let us look at the value infrastructure improvement. The text is not getting displayed completely. When we apply the action wrap text, then the text is wrapped at the column level and the complete name is getting displayed. If wrap text toggle is set on the format tab, then it will have precedence for the column level wrap text toggle. Now, for example, if you look at it, the relocate infrastructure to Las Vegas data center is not displayed completely. When we set the wrap text toggle to on, then the setting is applied across the widget and the text is wrapped and displayed completely. Header alignment action is available as part of column action menu. Now let us click on the hamburger menu and we can see that header alignment action is available. A user can click on the header alignment action and set the alignment to left, center or right by selecting the respective option. Now as of now the header alignment is set to left. Let us set it to center and this will get applied on the column. The chosen alignment is retained when the report is saved and reopened. Header background action is available as part of column action menu. And when the user clicks on header background, it would basically open a submenu with the custom color picker. User can select any one of the colors. Say for example, I am selecting this green and the corresponding color is applied as the header background and displayed. As we can see, the goal header background is changed to green. Now user can click on done to apply this color or click on clear format to remove the applied color. The background color is persisted when the report is saved and reopened. Header text color action is available as part of the column action menu. Clicking on the action opens a submenu with the custom font color picker. User can select one of the colors and the corresponding color is applied as header text color and displayed. Now let us say I select something like this, and we can see that this is getting displayed at the column header level, and either the user can click on done to apply the setting or click on clear format to clear the setting. The background color is persisted when the report is saved and reopened. In the same way, the text color is also persisted when the report is saved and reopened. Decimal display action is available as part of column action menu. Clicking on the action opens a submenu with the options. User can select any of the option, and the column displays values with honoring the selected option based on the selected format. Auto option allows the original precision to be retained. Decimal display action is also available as part of column action menu for per period metrics. In column orientation, setting of decimal display on total column will also apply to the periods. Say for example, I am setting the decimal display as 2 decimal display on planned cost in totals, and it is getting reflected even on periods. In row orientation, the context menu will allow the designer to first select the per period metric attribute and then select the decimal display. Say I change the planned cost decimal display to reflect two decimals. This is how it will get affected. Per period metrics column should be configured independently from totals and period columns when in row orientation. Cell alignment action is available as part of column action menu. Clicking on the action opens a submenu with the options left, center, and right. When user selects an option, the corresponding table cell will be aligned accordingly. Now let us click on center and we can say that the alignment has changed. In the same way, we also have display type action available as part of column action menu if the attribute for that column has display mappings configured. Say for example, we do have display mapping configured for work status, and we are able to see the action display type. Clicking on the action opens a submenu with the options value, range description, and value. When user selects any one of these options, then the column cell will reflect the details as selected option. We introduced new table styling options to give users greater control over how their data is presented, ensuring reports are not only accurate but also visually clear and easier to read. Now let us look at these styling options. We can enable the toggle show border and highlight the border of the table. We are providing styling toolbar with options to change font size, bold, italic, underline, strike through, left align, center align, right align, background color, and font color for the user to select any of these options and set the styling. Let us look at how they work on different areas of the table. First, let us look at the title. Title is the title of the table widget, which is investments with financials. Let us change the size to something like 18 and then make it bold, then make it center aligned. And when we work with setting the background color, we will get the color palette from where we can select a color and either click on clear format to remove the change or click on done to apply the change. Now let us go to header and change the size to 16 and then make it italic. This is where we are looking at now, and let it be left aligned and set the color to something like this. In this way we can set the styling on header. Now let us look at how it works on cells. Cells, let us leave it with the size that it has, and let us make it as left aligned, and then change the font color. Let us select something like this and then click on done. Here we can see that the changes that we have done at the cell level is getting displayed here. Now let us also make it bold so that it will be more clear. Now let us set the alternate table row color. Let us enable the toggle and then select a dark color for easy differentiation. And as we can see, the color is set on alternate rows. Let me clear format and toggle off alternate table rows. We can set the styling on total row, like this is the total row that we are talking about, and let us make it bold and strike through, and also just change the color of the background just to see how it looks. This is how we can work with total row styling. Let me remove this. Set it in such a way that it would be clearly distinguishable. Please note that alternate row background color take precedence over cell background color. Now let us see how it works with group row. Users can style the table group row up to 3 levels. Grouped row styles are independent to each group. Now at row group 1, let us set the background color as red. Click done. Now let's go to second level and then set something like green. Done. And go to third level, just make it bold and set the color something like this. So in this way we can actually set different styles to different groups up to 3 levels in table. Please note that all the styles are being saved and persisted with the table configuration. This concludes the Report Designer Table Enhancements section. Thank you.